Searching for jobs is extremely stressful, but you know what's even more stressful? Having to do your interview in another language. But it doesn't have to be if you prepare yourself for this opportunity that could really change your life forever. In this video you will learn about 8 interview questions in English that they will likely ask, along with answers to help you succeed. There's some great news when it comes to job interviews. Most recruiters these days ask the interviewees the same basic questions, so with a little preparation, you can speak very well at your interview, even if you don't have a very advanced level of English. Question 1. Tell me about yourself. After greeting, shaking hands and introducing yourself, the next thing that interviewers are probably going to ask you to do is to talk about yourself. Now, this might seem easy for you. You've practiced it in your English class so much, but they don't want to hear every single detail. Avoid saying something like, "I was born in London. I love playing on the computer and surfing the net." Or "I have 2 sisters." They don't want to know everything about you. They want to know about you and your career growth. They want to know about you related to the job you're applying for. Also, make sure you don't use any informal slang or make any basic grammar mistakes. Answer example 1.
Tell me about yourself.
I've been working as a junior chef at a small Italian restaurant for 2 years, and my duties included assisting the head chef and preparing salads. I have always been interested in food and cooking, which was why I chose to follow this career path. I studied at Boost College, where I gained my first-level cooking diploma.
Answer example 2.
Tell me about yourself.
I've worked in software development for the past decade and have extensive experience in building and deploying mobile apps. In my current position, I led a recent project to launch what has become one of my company's most successful games on both Android and iOS. Of course, it's been incredibly rewarding to get to participate in software projects that let me stretch my creative muscles, but it's also felt really great to be growing into my leadership potential. I've enjoyed getting to mentor and coach younger developers as I took the reins on guiding some projects to completion. That's why I'm looking to move into a role with more leadership and management responsibilities.
Answer example 3.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a writer at my core, and my love for storytelling carried from childhood all the way to university. I started studying marketing because I wanted to be able to help craft meaningful brand narratives. In my coursework, I've handled dozens of projects focused on content creation, like writing SEO articles and developing video concepts, but I also have real-world experience from my internship. Even though I was the most junior person on my team, I made some really significant contributions and got to get hands-on with the creative process. Getting that taste of the professional world has me excited to kickstart my career, and I'm hoping your company will be a good fit for me to continue learning and growing.
Question 2. What are your strengths? When your interviewer asks you this question, they want to know all your positive qualities. These positive qualities need to relate to what they want and are looking for. So before you head into your interview, make sure you do your research as to what kind of person suits this job, especially if you're a newbie in entering the workforce for the first time. Treat this question as a chance to advertise yourself. You are the product, now market yourself. The thing to remember here is not to just list a number of adjectives. Instead, use examples to support your point. For example, you could answer with any of the following. To be punctual.
What are your strengths?
I'm a punctual person. I always arrive early and complete my work on time. My previous job had a lot of deadlines and I made sure that I was organized and adhered to all my jobs.
To be a team player.
What are your strengths?
I consider myself to be a team player. I like to work with other people and I find that it's much easier to achieve something when everyone works together and communicates well.
To be ambitious.
What are your strengths?
I'm ambitious. I have always set goals for myself, and it motivates me to work hard. I have achieved my goals so far with my training, education, and work experience, and now I am looking for ways to improve myself and grow.
To take initiative.
What are your strengths?
When I work, I always take initiative. If I see something that needs doing, I don't wait for instruction, I do it. I believe that to get anywhere in life, you need this quality. To be proactive.
What are your strengths?
I'm proactive. When I think about things, I do them. I like to see results, and it's important in this industry to be proactive and responsible for your own actions.
To keep your cool.
What are your strengths?
I think it's really important to be able to stay calm when you're working as a reporter. It can get really stressful, but one of my greatest qualities is that I can keep my cool and I don't allow the pressure to get to me, which helps me achieve all my goals and remain focused.
Remember, it's really important that you give good, solid answers and back them up with evidence. Otherwise, it's just going to sound like you've memorized what you're saying. Some companies won't directly ask you what your strengths are. They could ask the same thing, but using different words, such as, "Why do you think we should hire you? Why do you think you're the best person for this job? What can you offer us? What makes you a good fit for our company?" Question 3. What are your weaknesses? Everyone has weaknesses, but what they're checking for here is how you try to fix your weaknesses. They also want to know how self-aware you are. Another trick here is to turn those weaker qualities into positive qualities. For example, your weakness is that you spend too much time on projects which makes you work slower. Turn that into a positive by saying,
What are your weaknesses?
Sometimes I am slower in completing my tasks compared to others because I really want to get things right. I will double or sometimes triple check documents and files to make sure everything is correct.
Another great trick is to talk about a weakness, like being disorganized, and mention some methods that you're using to help overcome this.
I have created a time management system, which allows me to list all my duties and organize my deadlines so I have a clearer idea of what I need to do.
Question 4. Why did you leave your last job? If you're applying for your first job, this question is not for you. However, if you've worked before, the interviewer wants to find out why you left your old job. Did you leave because you were fired? Did you quit or resign? Or were you laid off because you were made redundant? If you chose to leave your old job, avoid saying anything negative about your old workplace or boss, even if this is true. The person or people interviewing you will just look at you in a negative way. You can say the following: I'm looking for new challenges. I feel I wasn't able to show my talents. I'm looking for a job that suits my qualifications. I'm looking for a job where I can grow with the company. Question 5. Tell us about your education. Here they want to know everything you've studied related to the job. For example, your training and further education, exempli grazie university, polytechnic, college. You don't need to tell them everything you've done since elementary school, just the important things. You'll want to tell them about any of the following if you have them. Degrees, 3 to 4 year qualification from university/college. Diploma, a short-term qualification, 1 year, from a college/university/polytechnic. Certificate, a piece of paper showing your participation in a course. Make sure you take all the necessary documents with you, as they may need proof. If they ask you the question, tell us about your scholastic record, they want to know what kind of grades you received. Question 6. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Here, they're asking about your goals. Again, it's related to your career, not your personal life. So if having a family is on the list, don't mention it. Be careful what you say here. You need to be ambitious, but not too ambitious as those interviewing you may see you as a threat. You can mention, by then I will have, or I would like to have, improved my skills. Created more of a name for myself in the industry. Become more productive and independent in what I do. Enhanced my knowledge. Achieved a higher position. Become a team leader. Question 7. What kind of salary do you expect? Here, they're asking you about how much money you would expect to earn from the job. Be reasonable. Make sure you do your research on the internet about what the average salary is. Don't say I don't know, it makes you sound unsure. Be confident and name your price without selling yourself too short or going too high. The truth of the matter is, they already have a salary in mind, but this is their way of checking if you know the industry and if you're aware of your own skills. Question 8. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, you do. This is how an interviewer will usually finish the interview. They're not just being polite, they want you to speak. Remember, they're still judging you as you answer this question. So don't ask anything that will make you sound silly, such as what kind of work does your company do? Or how much vacation time do I get each year? You want to find out more, and if you don't ask any questions, then they may view this as you being not very interested in the job. Ask questions like, do you have any examples of projects that I would be working on if I were to be offered the job? This shows that you're interested in the actual job and not just being employed. Does the company offer in-house training to staff? This shows your interest in not only getting the job, but also wanting to improve and grow. Job interviews don't have to be scary. Remember, first impressions count. Think before you speak and give awesome answers to win that job. Good luck.